Hello guys, welcome to your own channel I Live for Coding, and here I am your friend Ronis Mukherjee. So if you have recently started with React and you're wondering how to fetch the data from API and render it in your React component, then this is the right video for you. So in today's video we will see how to fetch data using some popular ways like JavaScript inbuilt method fetch, jQuery getJSON, and Axios get. But before seeing this video further, if you haven't subscribed this channel yet, then quickly press the subscribe button and press the notification bell also so that you get notified of all the future videos. So let's begin this video. Let me show you how our code looks, and before that I would show you how the application is working currently. Okay. So here, this is the basic application where I am using two components. So this is a very important video because here we are going to see how the things are implemented in class based also and function based also. So in the same video, you get information about both the types of components and how to implement three ways of fetching data. So this is our first component. This is the class based, and here we can see our component, right? So we can see all this data is rendered using some third-party API. So I will show you the code, but let me show you a functional components example. This is the same because this rendering function or rendering table, we are using the same component, but these are the two methods. Okay, let's quickly jump into the code. So let me show you, this is the first app component where I'm using this current component method which switches between the function and the class based component. So let's skip this one and quickly jump to our main class. So the first thing which we need to understand in React, that to fetch some data from the API which we consider as a side effect. So for any side effect, you need to implement that particular logic into the component.mount, right? Because we do not implement such functionalities in our render method, we implement such side effects in our post render method, which is right like component.mount. So this is the lifecycle method which runs after the render is complete, and whatever side effect we want to implement. Side effect means like binding some event or fetching some data. So if you haven't seen my previous video, you can see more details about the side effects there also, where I have explained about the use of use effect. So you can see a card over this video, you can click and read more about the use effect in that video. So now let's see what I have done. So I have simply created a state here called countries data, and what I need to do is like fetch some information and set that particular data in this state, and then finally React will render that, right? So what I have done is this component.mount, and inside this I've used this JavaScript inbuilt method fetch, and this is very simple where we write the URL. This is the URL which I am fetching for getting all the countries data, and then what we need to do with the fetch is that we need to convert it into JSON. So it gives us a JSON method using which we can return the complete our JSON in the format of exact JSON format, right? Then what we do is that we get the data which is in the finally JSON format, and as you saw on my screen, there was a console. This was the console log which we were seeing, and then finally what we did is that set this state countries data with this particular data which we received, right? I hope this is the method of fetch which is clear to you. Now let me quickly take you to how we implement the same thing in a functional component. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, that if you want to implement some side effects, then in functional components we have a use effect hook. So if you haven't seen my previous video about use effect, you can again see the more details there, but in this video let's see how to fetch this API and use effect, right? So this is the use effect hook, and the important point which is to be noted is that we have passed this blank array. What does it mean? You can obviously see it in that video, in my previous video, and this blank exactly means that we are passing no dependencies, means that this use effect finally will work as per component.mount, means this use effect will only run once the component will mount. Then on subsequent update, when we update this state, it will not run, because use effect is made to be run on every render, but we can stop it passing this blank dependency, right? Okay, so what we have done is the method is same, everything is same, but the method of creating state is a bit different, that we have used the use state hook here, and using the use state we are creating this countries data, and we are setting finally set countries data, right? So here you can see I have used this set countries data method to set the data which I have received. So I hope till now we are clear and have understood this thing. Okay, so if you have understood, then quickly write yes, it's understood, or you have some doubt, you can write it in comment. Now let's jump in to the next method. So what I am doing is that I'm just trying to close this method and again back to the class-based component. So now I hope you have understood the difference between the class-based component and functional component and how to implement. The only difference is that in class-based component we have to use the component did mount lifecycle method, and in function component we have to use the use effect hook with the blank dependency, right? Otherwise on every update it will again fetch the data and it will go into the infinite loop. Okay, so now let me show you how we can use the jQuery getJSON. So many times there is a dependency or any reason that you want to use the jQuery method of fetching data from the API in React, then this is the way. So this is simple. What I have done, I have just yarn add jQuery to my project and imported $jQuery like this. So this is the way that we have to use dollar. And now, as you know, fetching data from API in jQuery is like using getJSON. So if you know it's particularly JSON, then you can directly use getJSON method, or you have the get method and many other methods to do the AJAX request in React. So this is more about doing AJAX. Fetching API means fetching data asynchronously, right? We do not fetch it synchronously. So it's more about React.js AJAX functionalities which we are implementing using these three methods. The last method, how to fetch data using Axios. So this is the method. So I am not showing it in the functional component because everything is same. The only difference I mentioned you, and this is the final way how we can use Axios, right? So I have already put all these three ways in this code, and I will be sharing the code link in the description, so you can go and download this code and see how this code is working and get more insight into it, right? So for using Axios, the method is same. We need to use yarn add or npm install Axios in our project, and then finally we will have this Axios here. We can import it, and again the method is same. We can use axios.get. This is the method. You can get more details about the Axios on their official website, but I am using the .get method here, and which again gives me response in the JSON format. And the main important thing is that in Axios we directly don't get the data. It's a JSON which contains like the status and other informations about the response we which got from the server, and within it has a data named key which contains the actual data which we want to receive. So this is the reason why I've used response.data, because within the response there are multiple things which comes. So let me just remove it and I will show you. And I'm using the data part to set the countries data. So method is same, every ways are same. Thus only difference is what, that way we are fetching this API. Okay. So here we can see now, if we load this, okay. So here it's the data which we received as a Axios then. So as I mentioned that when we use Axios, we get some other informations about the response, and within it we have this particular data field which contains actual data which we received. So that's why I've used response.data. So let me go back to the code again and see this. So this is the thing which we have used, response.data. So I hope you have understood all these three ways of fetching data from the API and using it to render in our code. So if you have any doubt, you can feel free to comment it and ask me the questions. I will try to answer you. So finally, if you like this video, then quickly press the like button, subscribe this channel if you haven't subscribed this channel yet, and share it with your friends so that it can help them also. So let's meet in our next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.